x is directly proportional to t squared. Given that t is equal to 2 when x is equal to 19.6, find the value of x when t is equal to 3. Now notice that they said that x is directly proportional to t squared. But what does this mean? Now, if x is directly proportional to y, so in general, so this is the direct proportion formula. So in general, if x is directly proportional to y, then what that means is that x is equal to k times y. That's what that means. So in this case, x is directly proportional to t squared. So x is directly proportional to t squared. And so what that means is that x is equal to k times t squared. Indeed, we have that x is equal to 19.6. So we put that right there. And we have that t is equal to 2. And so we substitute x is 19.6 and t is equal to 2. Next, we say 2 squared. Well, 2 squared is 4, and so we have k times 4. And so that will give us 4k. Now our goal is to figure out what k is, and so we divide both sides of this equation by 4. We cancel this with that, and so we are left with k is equal to 19.6 divided by 4. And what is 19.6 divided by 4? Well, 19.6 divided by 4 is 4.9. So k is equal to 4.9. Now we need to figure out, since we know what k is, we need to figure out what is the value of x when t is equal to 3. And we use this equation. So k is equal to 4.9, we have that. And so we're going to use this equation where it says that x is equal to k times t squared. And that's because x is directly proportional to t squared, and this is the symbol that we use. So we have that x is equal to k times t squared. Now, our goal is to figure out what x is. We know what k is. Well, k is 4.9, so we substitute that. We know what t is. T is equal to 3, and so we put 3 here. And so we have 4.9 multiplied by 3 squared. Now, 3 squared is equal to 9. And so we have 4.9 multiplied by 9. And 4.9 multiplied by 9 is definitely 44.1. And so that means that x is equal to 44.1. That's our answer to this question. Next, it says that x is directly proportional to t squared, given that t is equal to 2 when x is equal to 19.6. Find the value of t when x is equal to 176.4. Now we use this equation, x is equal to k times t squared. And that's because we know that x is directly proportional to t squared. And if x is directly proportional to t squared, that means that x is equal to k times t squared. Now we know that k is equal to 4.9, and we know that x is equal to 176.4. And our goal is to figure out what is t. What will be the value of t? And so we substitute x is equal to 176.4. We have that k is equal to 4.9, and our goal is to figure out what is the value of t. And so we divide both sides of this equation by 4.9. Indeed, we divide both sides of this equation by 4.9, and we cancel. So this 4.9 cancel with this 4.9. And so we are left with t squared is equal to 176.4 divided by 4.9. In this case, we're going to take the square, before we take the square root of both sides, we divide these two. And so we have that t squared is equal to 176.4 divided by 4.9. And when we divide these two, we get 36. And so we have that 36 is equal to t squared. Now we take the square root of both sides because we're trying to get rid of this power 2. And so the root cancels out with the power. And so we are left with t is equal to the square root of 36. And so t is equal to the square root of 36. Now, since t is equal to the square root of 36, then that means that t is equal to 6. And so t is equal to 6 because the square root of 36 is definitely 6. Now, it says find the value of t when x is equal to 176.4. And so the value of t when x is equal to 176.4 is 6. And that's the answer to this particular question.